Okay, hello everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started. This is the July HMIS user meeting. If you haven't already, please enter your agency name into the chat box so we know who is participating, and we are going to go ahead and get started. So first up, we have a fairly short meeting today. We just want to give you a couple updates on Looker webinars, some federal funding source guides that we've created, as well as a couple updates to the client profile page, give you an update on the street outreach project performance reports and the LSA. And if you have any burning questions that you would like to ask us about HMIS or anything you want us to demo for you, we can do that at the end. So I'm going to hand it off to Elizabeth, and she is going to share her screen. Elizabeth?
Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So today we want to announce the Looker training series, which should be published by the end of the week. Looker is the reporting software that is embedded within Clarity, and it pulls data from HMIS. So you could use Looker to make your own custom reports, run extracts on the data that your agency enters into HMIS, or quickly look up information of interest to you that's not already available in the reports that are in HMIS. So if you've ever run a report using the data analysis tab in Clarity, you're already familiar with the type of reports that you can make using Looker. This is a 5-part series of videos. It's meant to provide guidance for users who want to use Looker, and includes an introduction to Looker, an overview of the layout and concepts within Looker, a guide to how to create your own look, a video on advanced Looker features, and a video on managing your looks. So these trainings will be made available on the HMIS Help Desk YouTube channel, and we will link them in the minutes. So I'll show you on our YouTube channel right now. We only have one published, but we will have the rest of them published by the end of the week. So if you just pay attention to the minutes, you should be able to go directly to those. Or just go to our HMIS channel and you'll find the videos there. Let me show you again. So this will be the Looker training. Usually if you have more than one video, you'll have the list of them available here. So you'll just be able to see all 5 of the videos in succession in the order in which you should take them. So let's see. So that should be available by Friday. And I also wanted to mention that the Looker training series also includes a few knowledge base articles. So these knowledge base articles are referred to within the videos. The knowledge base articles are already available, but you might want to wait until all the videos are available, because otherwise there won't be any context for the knowledge base articles. So one of the articles is commonly used Looker fields. This article is meant to help new users become familiar with the categories and the data fields in Looker, so that you can have all the knowledge that you need to answer your HMIS questions. So I'll show you what that article looks like right now. It just gives you a background of all of the categories, which look like this in dark gray, and all of the fields that look like this in light gray, which you'll find within Looker. So this is one of the most important things that you need to know to be able to create your own reports, is just where the data from these categories is being pulled from within HMIS, and what each of these fields mean. So you'd want to look over this article if you're going to start creating your own reports. It'll really help you a lot. This is the main knowledge that you need to be able to create your own reports. And then the other article that we have associated with the Looker training series is the choosing a visualization for your Looker report article. That article is just meant to be a guide for you to be able to choose the appropriate visualization type depending on the type of data that you have in your report. So it's just a table really with the type of visualization, and you see here once you're in Looker, you'll have a choice of which visualizations you want to choose, and this has all of those visualization types listed, and then the purpose of that visualization type and an example of the type of report you might want to use it for. So we hope that with these knowledge-based articles and the videos, which will be available soon, you'll be able to use Looker to create your own reports and just to look up information which might be of interest to you. So that's it for the Looker webinars. Does anybody have any questions?
I'm not seeing any yet, but we can, if you do have a question, go ahead and type it in and we can always come back. So I would say keep going for now.
Okay. So the next thing we want to announce is that we have created documents that should help agencies who receive federal funding. So these documents are overviews of the HMIS work that is required by federal funding sources. And it includes an overview of the work, the HMIS work that's required for those who receive COC, ESG, PATH, RI, and SSVF funding. So they're all available within one article titled HMIS Guide for Federally Funded Agencies, and this is on our knowledge base. So to find it, okay, so to find this article, you'll just go to our knowledge base, and you can type in whichever funding source is of interest to you, and you'll find the article here, so just click on the article. And then we have the guides, links to the guides within the article, so just click on the funding source of interest to you, and it will open up the guide. So these guides are useful for agencies who are brand new to a type of federal funding. It'll just tell you everything that you need to do required by that federal funding source, or you can also provide this to users who are new to your agency so that they become familiar with the type of work that is required of them for the type of grant that you receive. And that's it for that. If anybody has any questions.
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay.
So do you want to, that was your last one, right?
Yes, let me stop my share.
All right. Myra? Myra?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Okay. So as some of you have already noticed, we did have an update to the client enrollment. In an attempt to be more sensitive to our LGBTQ plus clients, we have created new optional alias and pronoun fields that are featured in the client enrollment screen. We want to stress that these fields are completely optional. So that means if your agency is not able to collect that data, your data quality will not be affected from missing that information. We understand that there are some clients that are in the middle of transitioning or prefer to go by another name other than their government names. So the alias fields will allow for you to address the client in a manner that they would prefer to be addressed, as well as capturing the HUD required elements. Additionally, your staff will also be able to gather client preferred pronouns so they can be addressed as the client chooses. Right now, we have the following pronoun list that's captured on that screen cap: she, her, hers, he, him, his, they, them, theirs, and in other field as well. That other option will prompt a text box to appear. So your staff could go ahead and type in any pronoun that's not listed on there that the client would rather go by. And again, these are optional. They're going to be right at the bottom of the client enrollment screen. And we launched that yesterday. So I think if you've been entering data, you've already seen that. And any questions on that?
And also, if anyone has any feedback on the pronouns listed, we generally prefer to have drop-down boxes instead of type-in fields for ease of data entry and to make the data more standardized. But we recognize that there are other pronouns that clients may like to go by, so that was why we included the other option with the text field. But if there's any feedback on that, we could talk about that now also. I'm not seeing any. Oh, we did get one question. So we still have to enter their legal name, gender, etc. in the profile page, right? Yes, you still need to enter their name and gender, although it is self-reported. So you do have to collect that information, but if the alias or pronouns differ from what you are entering based on their self-report, then you could collect that here also. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions, so we can keep going.
Okay. And we will be reviewing the Street Outreach Project Performance Report at the next Data and Performance Committee meeting. So be sure to attend if your agency does have a Street Outreach team. We will be meeting on Thursday, July 11th at the CASA training room with the meeting beginning at 1:30.
All right, and then Adriana? Hold on. Adriana?
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, I have an LSA update for you guys. This is very exciting news. We have finished the 2018 LSA submission process. Yay. We submitted the final official report to HUD last Monday. So we can say that officially we're 100% done. So we are really, really excited about that. And that's, I would say, an understatement. As you know, this has been a pretty long and rather complicated process. It started last year in about December. So it has been long, and we are very, very happy to finally be done with that. With that being said, I want to thank you for your support, for all the corrections you have done through the several corrections that we have sent to you guys. That has been really, really helpful. And I just want to encourage you guys to continue working on data quality. It's really important to be attentive of those very severe errors that we sometimes make. If we pay attention to those right now, I am pretty sure the LSA submission for the next fiscal year is going to be easier. So I just want you to be attentive on that, specifically for overlapping enrollment or for errors in relationship to head of household. We did great correcting those errors in the past corrections, but it's very important to just be attentive of them now in the new fiscal year. Another thing we want to share with you guys is we received an important feedback from HUD, and is related to the domestic violence field. We still have a fair amount of missing responses in those fields. We sent corrections specifically for those fields at the end of last year, and we made important improvements there. However, we still have a lot of missing responses, so I want you guys to review that data, and if you have any challenges or any difficulties collecting that information, let us know so we could implement some strategies and help you guys with that, because that was, I would say, the most important feedback we received from HUD. And other than that, just thank you so much for your support and keep up the good work. Any questions?
Yes. And we are in the process of developing some reports and strategies to help address some of that stuff on an ongoing basis, so the cleanup burden isn't quite as intense during the next LSA. So look out for more more of that kind of stuff from us pretty soon. Let me see if there's any questions. I'm not seeing anything. We must be extremely crystal clear today because it's going perfectly. So those are all the updates that we have scheduled for today. We have a little bit of time, so if anybody has any questions or any burning passions to see something in HMIS demoed, we can do that now. But that was all we had scheduled. If you haven't already, please enter your agency name into the chat so we know who was participating. Also, our next meeting is scheduled for August 8th or August 7th, and we will include that in the meeting minutes when we send them also, as well as a link to next month's webinar. We did get one question. I was wondering about the coordinated entry data elements and when will that be implemented. So HUD just recently released the updated HUD data standards manual, and there was a few changes to the normal data elements, which those will be implemented by October 1st. And we are starting to gear up for creating a training to cover that. And then for coordinated entry specifically, there are now also data elements. And those are not expected to be live in HMIS until April 1st of 2020. So the vendor is working on adding those coordinated entry data elements, but we have more time. And when those are implemented, we will also have a short training on those also. But as of right now, the family coordinated entry system is in HMIS, and the individual coordinated entry system is not. So our training will be for the family coordinated entry system and how those data elements are involved in that process. Any more questions? So it looks like questions have stopped. I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. Please look for our meeting minutes and the webinar recording, so you can go back and check out anything you may have missed or misunderstood. And the knowledge base articles that we mentioned and the recorded webinars will also be included in the minutes, and those will probably go out early next week. Thank you all for coming before our holiday, and have a great 4th of July, and we will talk to you soon.